Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Let's get into the weekend reality reviews. Today I'm going to do Ready to Love and Love and Marriage Huntsville. I know Karen's Grand Dame family reunion came on last night. Hey Inga girl, I didn't watch Karen's reunion. I think if the article is correct, Karen's little spin-off, I don't want to say it's little, but it is little. Karen's little spin-off is only 2 episodes, so I might watch both episodes at the same time and review it all at once. If I'm correct. I don't think it's more than 2 episodes. But I really am not interested in watching her family reunion. I've been to family reunions. It seemed like the biggest drama they had was trying on dresses. But we shall see. I hope you all had a great weekend. It was Easter weekend. I hope you all had a happy Easter and enjoyed time with the family. My son is off at college. We didn't have my stepdaughter this weekend, but she's 14. She's 13. She'll be 14 this year. So our kids really don't care about Easter, the eggs and all that stuff. But I love looking at the pictures of the younger kids in their Easter outfits, doing their Easter speeches. So I hope you all had a good weekend. Inga, you're doing the same thing. You're going to binge watch those 2 episodes. Me too. Me too. So next week on the weekend and reality review, I'll talk about Karen's little spinoff if it's anything to talk about. Just put the housewives, the ATL girls on the TV. Because anyway, let's start off with Ready to Love. And my intentions are to write down the timestamp so I can put it in the comments for people on the rewatch. So you can fast forward to the minute in case you don't want to watch Love and Marriage Huntsville or vice versa. So Ready to Love gonna be 5 minutes. Ready to Love is gonna be quick. Hey, Evita girl. Unless y'all got some shady stuff or questions to put in the chat, Ready to Love. Next week is the Ferris wheel, y'all. At least next week is the Ferris wheel, which means 2 weeks after that should be the reunion. I don't even know what we're gonna talk about at this reunion because no one has a relationship that I care about. Even after this week's episode, and we about to get into Clifton and Joy real quick, I don't even see it for Clifton and Joy. But let's talk about it. Tommy is at the round table. He said, Tina is out, which Tina, we knew that. And it's time to meet the family. I feel like this is a season where we could have left people family at home. We ain't have to bring our mamas and cousins and aunties into this mess. But let's talk about it. What's up, Inga? Quick question. Did you watch Put a Ring on It? I just was talking about Put a Ring on It in my ultimatum review that I just did. I'm not a fan of the concept of these shows of I need to go out and date people to decide if I want to marry you or not. Because I feel like if I got to do all that, then I really don't want to marry you, or maybe I really shouldn't marry you. But to each their own. The only reason I watched The Ultimatum is because it was on Netflix and I could binge watch it. I watched it all in 2 days. Put a Ring on It, I feel, is entertaining in that same fashion. And what I'm doing is I'm recording them all on my DVR so I could binge watch it. Like, I don't have interest to be like, ooh, put a ring on it, let me watch it. Like, I don't care about it that much. But it looks spicy. It looked like they acting ghetto. And I'm here for some mess. So I will watch it, but I'm not watching it currently. And I feel like since I don't watch it week after week, the review would be tired and late if I came back 10 weeks from now talking about, oh, I just watched Put a Ring on It. And if I'm honest with you, Inga, it might get deleted from the DVR. It might. I don't know. But the show I definitely am not watching that I canceled from my DVR is that Marry Me Now show, where these women are walking up to men in wedding dresses talking about, will you marry me right now? I definitely don't believe in that concept. And you know, I am a modern woman, very modern, very independent. I don't believe in all that traditional stuff, submission, all of that. But it's a few things I still hold to tradition. And one thing is, I'm not asking a man to marry me. And I'm damn sure not about to ask a man to marry me right now on live TV so he can embarrass me. No, ma'am. No, sir. I tried to watch the first episode. I was like, this, let me see what's going to happen. What I end up doing is fast forwarding to the end because all I want to know is if the man say yes or no. So I said, let me go ahead and delete this because I don't care. But so y'all need to. Why the man can't walk up to the woman and be like, marry me right now? Like, it just make the women feel desperate. I don't know. You said it feels scripted. You don't watch Marry Me Now either. Yeah, see, I couldn't get into it. And that's kind of how I feel like on Put a Ring on It and The Ultimatum. I don't agree with the concept, but the shows look entertaining. And in a minute, I'm about to not believe in Ready to Love. I think they need to revamp the whole concept because the show is broken. It's no longer about finding love. It's about just making it to the end. And I think this episode, Tommy saw that it's broken, but I don't think he really cares. I think he was just talking to be talking. But let's get into it. So we're meeting the family. Up first is Joy and Clifton. Clifton takes Joy to meet his uncle and his cousin, a family member from each side, which I thought was great. What I like about, or what I love about Joy and Clifton is that they're so natural. Like when they come on television screen, they're Lord, who's calling me? Let me turn this off. I could have swore I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. It is. So how they get pushed through, I don't know. But they look so natural. Yes, on. I don't know. They look so natural on the TV screen. They're not faking it. They're not forcing the kiss. They're not forcing the touch. They aren't trying to put on some chemistry. Sabrina and Demetrius, that's not really there. Like when they come together, it's just like I feel like I'm watching the beginning of a love story. But this episode, I feel like I saw the end of the love story. Like Clifton's uncle asked the question. He asked Joy, say something happened and Clifton got them kids full time, would you be able to handle it? And Clifton was the one like, hold up, full time kids. I start cracking up. I tell women this all the time. I don't mean to be shady, but I tell women this all the time. And I ain't going to say all men. I'm going to say about 95%. You ain't never got to worry about no man taking them kids because they don't want them full time no way. They don't want to be with them. Clifton was like, full time kid, what you mean I'm going to have these kids full time? The uncle was like, you know, if something was to happen. He was like, oh, okay, something was to happen. And you know, Joy answered it great. Like she used to be some kind of teacher and she loves kids. Like, what you expect her to say? I hate kids. Send them to the Switzerland boarding school. Like, what you expect her to say? But the one thing that baffled me is Joy was like, I don't know what's going to happen because as soon as this show is over, I got to go to Mexico for 6 months. I work in Mexico 6 months and then I'm in the United States 6 months. I said, girl, why did you sign up for this show? Like, if you see Charles ain't even come in and say, hey, Angie, he just came in with the shade. He said, men and Blac Chyna. When you write, Charles. When you write, you write. I know Joy is a singer, Inga, but I don't understand why you can't sing in the United States of America. Why do you have to go all the way to Mexico for 6 months? And I'm not mad at you. If that's your job, that's your job. But if you are not in an open relationship, that shit is not going to work. It's not good. I don't see Joy And Clifton. Clifton is somebody who I already got the side out on, even though I love their energy on this camera, their chemistry. I love it. The side eye is still on Clifton, like he ain't really to be trusted. Can't nobody in this chat or comments tell me they think Clifton will be faithful with his woman in Mexico for 6 months. Mexico isn't a cheap flight. It's not a quick flight. It's not that joy. I can even see if she was like, I'm going to be in LA for 6 months. That's a quick little 3-4 hour flight. And you could pay $300-$400. You could do that once a month. You ain't flying paying $800 to $1,000 to Mexico on no 5, 6, 7 hour flight every other week to see your woman. It's not gonna happen. So I don't know how they will make it work. I'm assuming by the reunion they will tell us if it's working or not. I mean, what does she do? Work on a resort and sing? I don't understand what she's doing in Mexico singing and why she can't sing in America. I don't know. But that's the only thing with Joy and Clifton. Donovan, no one will make it to the end or beyond this show. I agree, Inga. I had a little bit of hope for Joy and Clifton until she put that 6 months out there. I said, girl, why you even sign up? Why come on the show to find a man just to tell that man I got to go to Mexico for 6 months? Like, why even sign up? It doesn't make sense to me, but the same reason everybody else signed up to play in our face and mess with our time. I guess Joy said, let me do the same. Donovan and Sabrina have a conversation. I don't understand why they had this conversation. It just seemed like a scene for Donovan to whine and cry because Sabrina did not pick him and that she had so many choices and she is a liar and is playing in everybody's face. Now, I do feel like of all the women, Sabrina was playing in these men's face. Sabrina just wants men to chase her and to like her and be like, ooh, Sabrina. And I feel like once she has a man on the hook, she's kind of over. She's kind of like a man. Like she's in it for the chase and the, ooh, you want me. And then after I got you where I want you, it's not fun anymore. That's kind of what Sabrina gave me this season. But I don't understand why Donovan is mad when a lot of people never liked Sabrina. And in a way, it's not fair because she ain't doing nothing that these men ain't doing, if we think about it. But I really didn't like Sabrina and her whole, I need a man to chase me thing. I always felt like she wasn't here for love, but to play games. Right. She been playing in our face. But, not to let Sabrina off the hook, but Donovan, you playing the same game. Didn't you have multiple choices that you couldn't narrow down? You still got to explore. You was still fooling around with Sabrina. Then you had Tina until she ghosted you and was like, well, I really ain't feeling nobody here. Let me say my car broke down and play in y'all face. And I really want to quit, but I guess I can't. So you had Tina on the hook. And now you got Carmen by default because you can't tell me Donovan wants Carmen. You can't tell me Donovan was going to always pick Carmen. But that conversation, Tommy was pissed about Tina. I don't think he was really pissed that Tina wanted to quit. Tommy was pissed that Tina ghosted him. And Tina couldn't be bothered with him. Tommy, the host of the show, Steve Harvey's nephew. I'm Tommy, nephew Tommy. You ain't gonna come talk to me. No, she don't want to talk to your ass either. She tired. She tired of wasting her gas coming up here just to tell y'all I don't have a connection. She told Donovan at the retreat, I don't understand why y'all were still looking for Carmen or what's her name, Tina, after she wasted her time coming up to that retreat to tell everybody she didn't have a connection. But Tommy will get over it. I think Tommy is finally realizing this season, which I hope motivates him to restructure the Miami seasons. I think he's realizing that the show is broken. These people are here playing games and they're quitting. You know, it's hard to create a show when everybody is quitting. But let's go ahead and fast forward to Dakia and Paul. They're fake, they're phony, they're fraudulent. Paul says, I think he apologized to Dakia for what Carmen said and was like, he really ain't say that. I forgot the lie he told Dakia. Like I said, I feel like Paul was talking shit about Dakia to Carmen. He probably didn't say everything that Carmen said. I feel like Carmen put 20 on 10, but Paul, you said something to that woman. And he was like, well, I still like you and want to get to know you. I know it's fast. Do you still want to come meet my family? And I'm like, meet your family? Y'all haven't even been out on a date. That's why I'm saying the show is broken. It's like, at this point in the show, Tommy, you should see these people ain't got no connections. Why are we bringing our family into this? But anyway, Dakia want to play the fool, and she was like, well, where you at with Carmen? Because if you still want to get with Carmen, I know you don't want to get with me. And he was like, no, I'm done with Carmen. I want to be with you. We just gonna play for TV. We just gonna play for TV so y'all could tell us it didn't really work when it gets to the reunion. I hope you leave his ass at the Ferris wheel, Dakia. Please don't leave the show with the idiot of the show. Like, who was it last season? It wasn't Corey. It was Corey last season where we just couldn't believe they was playing in our face with Corey. And Corey got voted off, thankfully. I can't believe they letting Paul make it to the end of this. I don't see how he didn't go home week 1 talking about he the post office. Oh, y'all heard some stuff. Let me see what y'all heard. I heard that Ace is dating Tyrone from last season. Tyrone. Wasn't he also the fool of last season? Like, nobody really liked Tyrone. Congratulations, Ace. I mean, if you want to. Oh, you heard it too, Evita. I mean, if she want to date Tyrone, I can't remember if I like him or not. You know, the little 5 minutes of fame they get off Ready to Love is short. I can't even remember if I like him. Paul should have went home week 1. Not 3, but 1. Because a grown ass man, damn near 50 years old, talking about call me PO because I deliver, is a no, sir. I ain't got time. Go run that game on the 20-year-olds. The ones who ain't got too much sense yet. They ain't lived enough yet. Go take that to the 20-year-olds. He would have been gone week 1. But I ain't got no votes, so whatever. Let's get over to Carmen and Donovan. Donovan bring his mother on the show, or brought. I am a professional. I can say correct English. Donovan brought his mother on the show, and I like his mom. I know her energy is very high intense, a little bit of a free spirit. For some reason, if his mother is a 10, my mom is a 9. Like, she reminds me so much of my mother, just a free spirit, high energy. My mother doesn't drink or do anything. She has a natural high, which I love about her. Like, growing up, I was embarrassed. Like, my mom will say anything. She gonna embarrass me. But now that I'm older, it's like a natural high that I love and I embrace and I always want to be around. So I really connected with Donovan's mother. And I was like, why you bring your mama on TV for this bullshit? You should have brought your cousin, your best friend, you know, somebody, not your mom. But anyway, he brought his mother. And then Carmen enters the restaurant and I had to do a 1-2 like, who is this on my TV screen? Carmen changed her whole look for the mama. She came in there, her Easter best. Nothing was tight. It wasn't a tight piece of fabric on her body. She had on her best Easter dress, her hair wrapped up in a Liberian bun. And then she took them blue contacts out. I said, who is this on my TV screen? Now, Carmen and the mom, bullshit conversation. They end up connecting on Men Ain't Shit. And now, a lot of women can connect on that. But it seemed like they connected on being single mothers, and Donovan started crying because his daddy wasn't there, and Carmen's son said her son hasn't seen his father in 8 years. And so it was a lot of emotions, and I get it, but you don't connect on it. I don't understand, because if Donovan ain't ready to step in, because that is, I don't want to say the little boy has emotional baggage, but that's a lot to take on if you aren't ready for the responsibility. If you aren't ready to step in as a parent and give that child the emotional connection that the child needs, can you imagine stepping in to a child's life that's like, I haven't seen my dad in 8 years. They already have a wall up. They already ain't here for it. And then you just sitting around want to fuck on their mama and not give that child any intentions or attention, affection. Why even go through this? So I don't see Donovan wanting to step into that role. It seems like he got his own kids. I feel like they playing on the mama face. The mama's is like, I definitely got to see you again. And Carmen's like, oh, you gonna see me again? I'm like, Carmen, you probably won't even make it past the Ferris wheel, ma'am. They in there crying and hugging and kissing, and I'm like, really? Y'all really auditioning for some TV shows with all this acting y'all doing on my TV screen? Okay, mama like Carmen. Somebody gotta like her. I don't. But anyway, let's get on, because I'm talking about Ready to Love too much, because my fast forward was very strong. Demetrius and Sabrina. They talked about submission again. Right, Carmen and Donovan are not a match, period. Let's move on from their acting. Let's hurry up and move on past Demetrius and Sabrina. They still talking about submission. Demetrius is like, look, I don't want a submissive woman. I ain't never said I wanted that. But I'm like, sir, when your friend said it, you didn't correct him. You let your friend say it and keep going, and you allowed Sabrina to defend it, when you could have at that moment been like, my woman ain't gotta be submissive. I love an independent woman. So you on bullshit with that. Sabrina says, she brings up she not taking her husband's last name, and that in her last marriage she didn't take her husband's last name. Okay, it's another destiny situation. I don't get that. And I understand, like, even like, say, Wendy Williams. I get it. Wendy Williams was famous, and that was her name way before she got married to Kevin Hunter. So she never, I think she might have changed her name to Wendy Hunter legally, but for TV purposes, she's Wendy Williams. I don't know. So I can understand if you're a celebrity and your name is how you make your money, you might not want to change it. But hell, even Beyonce is Beyonce Knowles Carter, Kim Kardashian West. So people change their last name. As independent as I am, I found it an honor to take my husband's last name. Now, my maiden name is Johnson, and I love being Angela Johnson. And I love signing my name AJ. Something I love. So when I got married, my last name, I don't need to be putting all my government stuff out here. I ain't gonna say my last name yet. I did change it to my husband's last name, but I made my maiden name my middle name. So it's Angela Johnson. That. I mean, if y'all look up my name, I can tell you right now, the credit ain't that good. So you try to steal something, you're going to surprise yourself. Not me. But that's how I did my name. So I made my middle name my maiden name so I could hold on to the Johnson. But I felt I wanted to have my husband's last name. I wouldn't want us to be married and have to explain. The hardest thing is having a different last name from your children. Because my son's last name is Purnell. And wherever I go, people call me Mrs. Purnell because they just assume me and my son have the same last name. And it got to a point where I stopped correcting them. It's not that serious. I ain't got time to be like, it's whatever. Did I tell y'all my last name? It's Williams. Shit, fuck it. I don't. Like I said, y'all ain't gonna get nothing. You try to go searching and stealing something. So I ain't worried about it. So I ain't be having time to tell people it's Williams. So I just let people call me Purnell. So it is what it is. But I done got off into a tangent. Let me see what y'all talking about. Sabrina was not a match for that man either. No. So when women say they don't want to change their last names, I don't understand that either. But to each their own. Live it how you want to live. Sabrina tell Demetrius that family is serious and they not at a point where they want to meet family. Like, this is why she ain't had this conversation with Dakia and Carmen. Like, meeting your family is a very serious step. I can count on this hand how many men throughout all of my years of dating that I've introduced to my family and how many families I've been introduced to that I've dated. I was never really big on meeting people, family, just to be fooling around or just to be calling each other boyfriend and girlfriend for a couple of months. You know, let's see where this go. I ain't got to be all in your mama face, you know. That was just me. But like outside of my high school boyfriends who my dad had to meet, like if you was coming to pick me up from the house, he had to meet you. And my dad was strict. He had to meet you. He had to have your driver's license, your phone number, and your mama's phone number, because if something happened to me, he was coming to looking. So I really ain't introduced my parents to a lot of people. But Sabrina said her daddy only want to meet people that she engaged to. And I'm like, girl, you lying. I ain't that crazy. Like, if I've been dating you for a year and I feel like it's serious, and mind you, I never really, once I graduated high school, I never lived in Illinois again. I've been down south my entire adult life. I never moved back home. So it had to be the perfect combination of my parents are in town or y'all in Illinois with me. So it wasn't really, I don't know, but let me get off this tangent. So that's the end of that. So up next, Dakia meets Paul's family, and I promise you, I hit the fast forward. I have no notes. Just fast forward, because I knew whatever Paul and Dakia were talking about with whatever family member was bullshit. And the fast forward button was hit. So now we're back at the round table. Tommy is kind of getting into Paul's ass like, oh, you really like Dakia? Why now? Why you think she's so special now? What make her so much more special than everybody else? Tommy, what's the point of the show? The point of the show is to move around until you find a connection. Paul was moving around. Now, I don't think him and Dakia have a connection, but Paul did move around. And I'm wondering why Tommy doesn't have all of these more detailed and evasive questions for the other men. Like, what makes so-and-so so special? He didn't get into Donovan's ass on Carmen because Donovan's number one was Tina, until Tina ghosted him. But anyway, so now we back with Demetrius and Sabrina again. At the end of the day, Sabrina said, I ain't ready to love. Let's go ahead and end this here. We ain't got to go no further. And Demetrius like, yeah, you quit, I quit. who else were you going to be with, Demetrius? Like, he didn't put any effort this whole season. I didn't even really see him trying to make effort with Sabrina. He just was always choosing Sabrina, but I ain't never really see them. They just didn't have any chemistry. So both of them are gone. Next week is the Ferris wheel. Who's left? Donovan and Carmen, Dakia and Paul, Joy and Clifton. Let's see how we think this is going to go. I think, and I told y'all, remember, if y'all don't remember a couple reviews ago, I said Sabrina, I thought she was going to wait to the Ferris wheel. But I told y'all Sabrina just wanted all these men to chase her. So at the end, she could be like, I choose myself. We ain't ready for no love. I'm cool with being by myself. I knew Sabrina was going to do this shit weeks ago. I just thought she was going to wait to the Ferris wheel, but she did a little bit early. But okay, who's next? You right, Evita. He ain't put in no effort. If we are not an item, why are we meeting each other parents? That's something for this show that they need to rethink. Because I agree, if we aren't even dating, like if you're not even calling yourselves boyfriend and girlfriend into the Ferris wheel, why are we meeting the parents? Now I understand you might bring them around your friends, but not my mama. Number one, my mama ain't gonna be here for the bullshit. She ain't gonna be here for it. But and I ain't gonna be here for it either. I can tell my son right now, don't bring me on TV for these bullshit ass dating shows because I'm gonna get him a scene. Because I ain't gonna be here for it. But anyway, I think Clifton and Joy will pick each other, and she's gonna go off to Mexico. And by the time they film the reunion, they're gonna be broke up. Or Clifton gonna be cheating. Whatever. One or the other. I feel like at the Ferris wheel, Dakia is gonna pick herself and drop Paul. I don't see Dakia really embarrassing herself for Paul. And then Carmen is gonna pick Donovan. Now, will Donovan pick Carmen? I don't know. But Carmen just wants to be chose. She just wants to be on TV. She just want to tell everybody, I got a man from the show and y'all didn't. You know, Carmen gives me that type. But we could really skip the Ferris wheel episode and move right on to the reunion, because I really don't care who picking who. It's all fake, and like y'all said earlier in the comments, I don't see anybody making it past the Ferris wheel. So let's jump into Love and Marriage Huntsville. Maybe this will be shorter. Let me write down the timestamp. Maybe this might be shorter because I got fast forward through all of my notes. And when I say I put it in my notes, it's because I really did fast forward. You just want to see the reunion for the drama. Me too. And I want to shade everybody for their awful looks, because we haven't had a reunion where everyone has looked good in a while. I want to get into the looks. Okay, Love and Marriage Huntsville. We open up the show where it ends. Kiki comes outside and tell Tisha, who you talking about? Me now. Who you on the phone talking about? Me too. And she's talking to Kimmy. I really don't want to revisit this again because I read Kiki down last week. Kiki, you and your bed bugs was 5 years ago. If the bed bugs were true, allegedly. That's what I heard in the YouTube streets. You and your bed bugs was 5 years ago. And if we think about it, if you go into someone's house and you have bed bugs, that person needs to be told, because you need to be uninvited. You can't come over my house with bed bugs, and that's just period. I'm not mad at Tisha for telling it. But for whatever reason, Tisha, and I hate taking up for Tisha. You got me taking up for Tisha on this live. But Tisha apologized to your ass. She took you out to dinner. Y'all have been cool ever since. I don't understand why this is your defense. I hate people who do something wrong, and instead of just apologizing for what you did, you got to go back into your vault. Well, you did this to me 5 years ago. Well, bitch, I'm not going to get back into that 5 years ago thing. I see Tisha pulled out one of Kimmy's lines, like, if you weren't my cousin, I wouldn't even be your friend. And see, this is why I don't like Tisha. Because when Kimmy said the shit to you, you was in your feelings, you was crying. Well, we ain't gotta be friends then, Kimmy. Fuck you, Kimmy. Nah, nah, nah. But you can say it to your blood cousin. Tisha just your sister-in-law, or Kimmy just your sister-in-law. But oh, well, if you wasn't my cousin, I wouldn't even be your friend. And see, this one Kiki could have said, well, fuck you too then. You know, everybody on this show is a hypocrite. And what I don't like, is very clear to me that Kiki wants to be a part of this show. And last season, she tried to use her cousin to get in. Like, oh, Tisha mad at Kimmy. Let me go read down Kimmy and get in Kimmy face for Tisha and see if I can get on the show. And that didn't work. So you was like, oh, well, Tisha can't get me on the show. So let me go over here and talk about Tisha with Mel, and Melody will get me on the show. It's just all like you said. It's just a storyline. And I'm with you, Inga. It's not a good one. And I think I put that somewhere in my notes. I'll get to it, but I'll say it now. This show is boring. Look at my next page of notes. Everything says fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. I done wrote fast forward down 5 times. I'm halfway through the show. Because it seems like this season, they should have waited. Because I heard they started filming 3 or 4 weeks after the reunion. Like, they really didn't get a break. They should have waited a little bit longer, because all they're talking about is the reunion. Like, we saw the reunion. Why are we still talking about, oh, I heard you talking about me at the reunion. I heard you did this at the reunion. I'm like, what else y'all got going on with y'all life? But let's get into the fast forwards. Martell and Marceau. You know I hit fast forward 5 times with them two. Martell starts crying about the kids not showing up to the book signing. Fast forward. He says he has to take documentation of how many times he reaches out to Mel and she doesn't answer. I guess to go to the courts. Fast forward. Because you wouldn't have to do none of this if you would have kept your dick in the house. And that's going to be the answer to everything. Like, nobody would be going through none of this if it was not because of you, Martell. So fast forward. He started talking about this wine tasting and taking a guy's trip to Atlanta. Fast forward. Marceau started talking about married men could be in clubs and lounges as long as their character doesn't change. I guess if you gonna cheat, it don't matter where you are. And they talking about it ain't gonna be that kind of guy's trip. Well, what kind of guy's trip was the last one? It was a cheating trip, like we all said. I can't stand these people. They try to talk over their words, but as they're trying to talk over their words, like, oh, it's not gonna be a trip like the last one. It's gonna be a good guy's trip. You just digging your hole deeper for the people who think that you cheating on Tisha, i.e. me. It's like you just keep saying dumb stuff. But let's see. So we done fast forward through that bullshit. So, okay. Martell wants to buy back into Sculpt, which is a company they created years ago together, but because of different management styles, I guess the Scotts bought out the Holts and they went their separate ways. Sir, why are you trying to connect with someone with a builder's license when you could just put on your brain and study and get your own builder's license and start your own shit and not have to sit up behind somebody else just bringing them deals and being a partner? Like, why can't you do this shit for yourself? And if the shit ain't work out with Marceau the last time, you know it ain't gonna work out this time. But let's move on. Kimmy and Maurice had a scene that could have been a complete fast forward. They just talking about Kiki and that, you know, Wanda gonna hear about it, and we know Wanda gonna hear about it, and we'll talk about Wanda next week. But I don't want to hear Wanda get into Kiki's ass over this situation because I felt like Tisha handled it herself. Not that I'm on Kiki's side, but Tisha spoke up for herself. She checked Kiki for herself and they squashed it. Why do we need Wanda to come in and ghetto it all up? Let's fast forward. Okay, we have a couple of talking points with Destiny and Maurice, and I cannot wait to get into this because I wrote my notes earlier and then I listened to Kempire spill some more tea. So let's get into it. So, number one, Destiny, that green fluffy loofah shirt you had on in the confessional is ugly. Burn it. Burn it, girl. I've never seen you look so bad out of all the confessionals you've done. That is the worst. It's probably one of the worst confessional looks ever across all reality TV. That shade of green is not your color, and the shirt is god awful ugly. But now Destiny is singing her sad love song to Maurice. Oh, I got divorced and I want you to look at my credit, help me repair my credit because I didn't have to use all my credit cards to pay my bills and I just didn't want to sell my house and disrupt my son's life. Pause. Your son at the time was less than 1 year old. What disruption are you talking about? A infant. At the time, your son wasn't even crawling. What infant needs that looks to be like a 3,000 to 4,000 square foot house? All that baby needs is a breast to suck on for the milk. If you're pumping, dumping, however, all that baby wants is some milk and a rockabye to sleep. Outside of that, that baby feels no disruption. If you don't sell that house and move the fuck on, but see, you too busy wanting to keep up with the Scotts. And hell, the Scotts house ain't even that big. The Holtz, you want to be a certain image on TV, but you going into debt for some people that's shading your ass anyway. We don't give a damn. We got our own mortgage to pay. And you better believe. Now, mind you, I said it plenty of times. If anything was to ever happen to my husband, I make enough money to cover my mortgage. I ain't gonna never be just caught out there. But we never know what life may throw our way. But if life ever threw something at me where I couldn't afford my current lifestyle, I ain't got no shame in selling this big ass house and downgrading so I can afford my fucking lifestyle. And you putting it on this little infant talking about, I don't want to disrupt him. Bitch, bye. You on here crying about, oh, I was on public assistance. And Maurice was like, oh, you got you a PPP loan. And she said no. N-O. Straight up lied. What you lie for, girl? Because on Kempire, I just watched it today. If y'all follow Kempire, go check it out for yourself. He said this stuff is all government information. I ain't even going to say allegedly like he did. But I guess I will say allegedly. Just in case it was fake. But he done pulled it up on the website where you done got you a $20,000 PPP loan. I don't understand why you lied. Now, it did say that your loan was not forgiven and you didn't pay it back. So maybe that's why you was lying. You don't want people to know you all on TV making money. I don't understand why you're going with the narrative of you were on public assistance. Because, mind you, you either getting ready to go to jail or get your homegirl who hooked you up fired. Because how are you getting any kind of assistance, but you living off your savings? That's the number one thing they look at. How much money in your checking and how much in your savings? If you got all this money in your savings, you don't need no food stamps. You don't need no help. I'm about to get off of Destiny and her public assistance sad love song. Like, you ain't getting an ounce of child support. And then you're not working. She talking about I have to open and close my shop because I don't have staff and I can't afford the staff. But that's what they gave you the fucking PPP loan for, so you could pay your staff. But every time you had that shop on TV, it ain't no products in there. I guess the only thing you got is some baby oil to run up to Martell. But let's get off of Destiny. Now Maurice wants to gossip and wants to know how Tisha became the enemy. And I don't want to get into that because that whole scene, I'm going to get into the Tisha and Melody at the end. I don't understand how men want to get all up into the gossip. Like, it ain't even your wife. I could see if you was asking about Kimmy, but you talking about Tisha. Don't nobody give. Okay, let's keep it moving. Tisha and Marsau had a conversation, and I hit fast forward. I already seen in a preview where Tisha was like she don't trust Martell, so they ain't about to sell no shares of Scope to Martell. Let's just fast forward. I don't care. And that's another issue of the show. It's like, it's not telephone, but it's kind of like Legos, Bob the Builder, where we're going to start the conversation here, and then Kimmy and somebody will talk about it here, and we just keep, everybody just talks about it until we get to the actual conversation. Carlos, do better with Monique and them. Evita, you don't like the fact that Marsau didn't say no to Martell instead of letting Tisha make the decision. Now it makes her the bad guy. No, it doesn't. It does not. Because let me tell you why it doesn't. It makes him look like the ignorant one to even have to bring it to Tisha. It should have been a no from jump. And I'm not mad at Tisha. I don't think she's the bad person for saying no. I think she's actually the smart person. He probably did that to let Tisha have a moment to look smart. That's probably what it was. He was giving his wife, who everyone calls a dummy, me, an opportunity to say something smart. So maybe he does love you, Tisha. Moving on. Okay. So, are we at the Melody and yes. Okay, we're at the Melody and Destiny part of the show, which is the end of the show, and we're going to wrap this up quickly with a bow. Melody in this overheard conversation. I need to know, Melody, Destiny, Tisha, somebody, what was said in this hotel room right next door? Because all Melody said she heard was, and she's a Scorpio. Well, bitch, if you get that upset because somebody call out your zodiac sign, I hate to see what you do when they call you a bitch, a dumb bitch, or whatever. And I like Melody, but spill all the tea. Don't be coming up here talking about, oh, I heard y'all was talking about me. You called me a Scorpio. I don't understand why you mad. Did they call you a bitch, a liar, a hater, a bad mother? Like, I'm not saying she's any of those things, but I'm saying those are things that would make me upset. I don't know what's making Melody so mad outside of they said her zodiac sign. So I need some more details about what Melody overheard. I agree the answer should have been no, but Marsau should have told him that. Now Marsau is going to say, I was on board with you. Oh, but Tisha said no. You right. I thought he was letting his wife be smart, but he is going to put it on Tisha like, oh, Tisha don't want to do it, but I would do it for it. But I don't understand, because these are men who don't value women's opinions. So I don't know. I think I don't know. He should have just said no. I agree, but I don't think this is a real question. If you understand what I'm saying, I think Martell was having this question and conversation for the show. I don't think it was ever a real offer, is what I'm trying to say. But I don't know. I don't really care. Martell got to keep asking until he can figure out that I could probably take the test for myself. I mean, okay, you failed it the first time, take it again. I know some people who are lawyers that took that damn bar exam 3, 4 times before they passed it. It doesn't make them any less of a lawyer. Because who gonna go up there and say, hey, I'm a lawyer, but I failed the exam 4 times, but I'm still a lawyer? No. Who cares how many times you failed this builder's license test? Just get the license. That's all people care, is that you got it. Melody just wants control of everything. Agreed. Melody is definitely a TV show producer. I can see Melody's producer hat all throughout this show. All throughout. Melody is petty and messy too. I agree. Let's get into some of the petty and messiness. I think a lot of people feel for Melody because of what she's been through. And I feel for her this much, but I can't feel for her this much because a lot of that she has to take accountability for herself for sitting in it for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. We ain't gonna go back, but let's move on. So, at some point in the conversation, I put down, I was being shady. At some point in the conversation, they flash to their confessionals. If you look at their scene, I need them to get their undertones correct with their foundation. Like right now, I don't have on any foundation. I was doing the challenge workout before I did these lives. But Melody's foundation is way too yellow, and it looks like she has a neutral undertone. And Destiny's foundation was way too red, or it was way too neutral, and she has a red undertone. Like their face and necks bothered me that entire conversation. Like the whole time I was like, who did? Yeah, y'all did y'all makeup for this. In the confessionals, y'all got y'all makeup done, but y'all did this shit at the house. I could tell. And that is like my nightmare, for me to go outside and my foundation don't match my neck. That's why it took me years. And I understand it. If you're not a makeup wearer, it could take you a long time to find that perfect foundation. Like I have a foundation for the summer and the winter because my undertones change. Like it's about to get hot, I'm gonna get tan, and I'm the type of Black person that doesn't get darker, I get red. So in the summer, I wear foundations with a red undertone, where in the winter, I get more yellow and I wear a yellow undertone. But that was too much. That was too much off of it. It's funny how Martell is talking ish about the Scotts, letting them borrow money, etc. But what do they say? The same people you shit on the way up is the same people you might need something from on the way back down. And that's Martell. Evita, you don't like Melody. She's a huge mean girl. I felt bad for how Martell did her, but move on. I agree. Move on. Shit, you divorced. That's what's wrong with the show. No one knows how to move the storyline forward. I ain't never been divorced, so I don't know. Like, how long do you sit in that? Like, can we move on? Oh, well. So, Destiny brings up some situation where, she telling her sad song about being on food stamps again, I think, and needing a village and all of that. And she says, I had a business opportunity and with one of your friends, but I feel like you said some shit about me and messed up my business opportunity. And Melody was like, no, I didn't mess up your business opportunity. I didn't tell her to stop fucking with you. And it was just the way Melody responded to that situation. I said, something shady went on. Now I have heard, I'll speak for myself. I am the type of person, whenever I need any kind of project done or work done or something I'm interested in buying, I always go to my Facebook friends and ask, because I like to support people that I know. Number one, if I know you and I know you do good work, I want to support you. Number two, I like to support Black-owned businesses. So if I go out there and ask for a referral, I will give you a shot. And then number three and number two are the same. Even if somebody doesn't refer me, I like to try a Black-owned business. So take that scenario. If one of my homegirls, and say I'm look, because right now I'm looking for somebody to do some video editing work for me, and somebody say they refer me to somebody, and me and that person fall out, I'm personally not gonna go to the person you referred me to and be like, well, I don't fuck with so and so no more, so I'm gonna find somebody else to do my video editing. That has nothing to do with the other, unless the person who referred me says, "Oh, I don't fuck with them no more. They a thief. They this. They gonna fuck up your shit." Like, if they don't say something negative about you outside of "I just not cool with you no more," it's not gonna defer me from giving you a chance at business. So I feel like Melody probably did something shady to mess up that business deal. But we shall see. I mean, but what kind of business was it? What does she need? A couple of perm kits? Some Kankalon bundles? I'm like, you don't do nothing. I mean, I don't know what kind of business a beauty supply store gonna do, but let me move on. Let me move on, because that ain't none of my business, and it ain't none of my genre of the world. All I know how to do is balance your debits and credits and file some tax returns. So I don't know what kind of business they got in the beauty supply store. So now Melody wants to talk about the lies, and I feel like it's another game of semantics that Destiny told at the reunion. Again, we're going back to this fucking reunion. Nobody else has anything else to talk about. Destiny says, I have not talked to you since we wrapped the season. Now, mind you, when they wrapped the season, the last conversation that y'all had, y'all was sitting over there arguing and laughing about villages and I'll be your village, but you can't babysit my kids. And Destiny was in her feelings that she couldn't be the babysitter, when Destiny, you the one that looked like you need all the help. I don't know what you were so angry for. But let's move on from that. Melody brings out her text messages, and Destiny later posted the same text messages. I don't understand why, when Melody had already showed us all the shit on the TV show. But Melody, I mean, I got confused. Melody was like, you lied. I have talked to you. Me and you was talking on these threads. Like, you said you was chillaxing by the pool. You sent me a picture of your feet. We was having a good time talking about being on vacation, wrapping the show. Now, I'm going to say this, because Destiny was caught up on talk, semantics. I ain't talked to you in months, but y'all been texting. Y'all know me. I've already been talking too fucking long on this review. It's about to be an hour, and I meant to get them both 5 minutes. I don't eat, as much as I love to talk, I don't talk to my friends, talk to them every day. I can sit up on my phone and get to texting for hours, just the texting, and not say a word. And then one day I might call one of my girlfriends and we might talk on the phone for 2 hours just talking shit. I can go, my best friend who lives like an hour away from me, my best friend, we could talk 2 or 3 times a month, talk, and we good. But I might text her every other day. So I don't understand how much attention you all need, especially when y'all got kids. Destiny, you down at the government center getting your food stamps and your Section 8. I don't understand how much attention and talking you need to do. It seems like you should be more focused on getting your life in order. But I don't know. I see both sides of the situation. But when I listen to the whole conversation, I feel like Melody is still stuck on, because you could tell Melody's whole facial expression changed last season when Destiny told the whole table, I'm divorced. It's official. And Melody was like, what, you didn't even tell me. I feel like Melody is stuck there, and that goes back to one of your point, Inga, that Melody wants control, or she just wants to always be in the know. I feel like she's never forgiven Destiny from there. I think that's where it all started with those two. And then she was like, you keep talking to the ops. It's funny that she called them the ops, Tisha and Martell. Now, Tisha, I can understand. Because Destiny is like, well, why did you tell me to get to know Tisha for myself if that was your enemy? At the time when and I hate taking up for these people because I see everybody's side. It seemed like a big mess, high school shit anyway. But it seems like last season, Melody and Tisha were willing to put shit to the side to let the show go forward and to kind of work on their friendship. So at the time, she was working on her friendship with Tisha. She wasn't trying to be a hater. So she was like, yeah, you get to know Tisha for yourself too. I don't think Melody flipped on Tisha into that reunion when Tisha started bringing up, and you tried to ruin my marriage. And then Melody was like, okay, fuck this bitch. It ain't gonna never work with us. And so that's when I feel like Melody felt like, okay, me and Tisha ain't cool. Now, mind you, I don't feel like it's that you were talking to the ops that got Melody pissed off. I think it's more of what you said to Tisha, because I'm mature enough to where I might not fool with you no more, but other people in the circle still do. I don't expect people to be, Angie don't fuck with you, so I ain't fucking with you neither. I don't expect that from people because I don't do that to other people. But let me tell you something. If I know people got beef, when I'm around you, I'm not talking about them. And when you're around them, you shouldn't be talking about me. That's just how I feel. And I feel like the fact that y'all were sitting up talking shit about Melody, but were they? Because Melody really ain't say what they said. And she could be putting 20 on 10. But they got back to talking about Martell because Martell is an op too. And she was like, I know Martell way longer than you. But how close, put it in the comments in the chat, how close was Destiny and Martell really before this show aired? Because it seems like Melody and Destiny didn't become good girlfriends until the show came on. And Martell's like, yeah, I've known her for 15 years, however long. That's my friend Destiny and her husband, whoever he is. It didn't seem like, oh, I've known them my whole life, and me and Destiny have been friends for the same 15 years Martell and Destiny were, because that was your husband for 15 years. But it didn't seem like they had some huge long friendship and she's got to be forced to choose in a divorce. It seemed like y'all just became friends. So I don't understand. Anybody that want to fool with Martell and put up with his bullshit, I wouldn't want to fuck with him either, Melody. Because Martell is a whole clown. And if you want to be that clown's friend, Destiny, go ahead. I ain't saying you got to drop him, but I don't understand what you and Martell, what do y'all have that's so strong in friendship that you can't let go of? Because it don't seem like y'all was sitting up on the phone talking all 20 years y'all was friends anyway. But anyway, moving on. Melody ended the scene saying, I got coins to make, not friends to fake. And I like that. I like that she said that. But, and that's it. That's it. You said, I get what Destiny said, though. She said they went from talking almost every day on the reunion to now, I guess, just texting every now and then. It's a difference when you're talking every day while filming because y'all probably getting y'all scenes together. Y'all storylines. But I don't know. I just don't feel like Destiny and Melody were ever that good of friends. It seemed like they were only TV friends and you happen to know my husband back in the day, so I helped get you on TV. But it didn't seem like they were like marriage, husband, long friends. So for them to fall out and not talk isn't strange to me. And right, they're fighting about nothing. Like, it seems like, just like I said last season when they were fighting over, I need a village and I could be your village and you could be mine. And it seemed like they were laughing as they were fighting. And I felt like they were fake fighting last season. So maybe they trolling us and faking this shit again. Now I do feel like Melody don't fuck with Tisha, but maybe. But then Destiny somewhere in the episode was crying. I really needed Melody, and she wasn't there for me. And so when I was going through, the only person I had was Tisha. And was Tisha there for you? Yeah. I'm like, bitch, Tisha too busy worried about what her husband doing to be worried about you. But let's end this because I really am not on anybody's side. I'm kind of with you, Inga. These people are arguing about bullshit. None of it is important. If Melody really want me to be on her side, I need to know what was said outside of her zodiac sign. Because if all she gonna put out there was, you said I was a Scorpio, well, bitch, I'd be more mad if they would have got my zodiac sign wrong. Like, don't be calling me an Aries and I'm a Leo. Like, don't be calling me outside of my sign. But at least they got it right. I can tell you right now, for me, season 4, if we don't get some fresh drama, some fresh storylines, I'm going to say something controversial. Y'all correct me in the chat. Y'all can check me if y'all want to. Fire Kimmy and Maurice. Fire Martell. Nobody want to film with Martell anyway. Fire everybody. Fire everybody. You could leave Marceau and Tisha, and I don't even like Marceau and Tisha, but at least they married. I like to make fun of Tisha. She put a business in the street, and you need to find 2 new couples in Huntsville. Don't bring that bitch Ariana on the show. Don't nobody want to see that. Melody, go to ATL if that's what you want to do. But I don't think you're going to find no luck in the ATL streets because Atlanta is already holding on with a thread. So I don't know what you're going to do if the Housewives of Atlanta can't bring it. But fire everybody and start over. Or just fuck it, cancel Huntsville and move on to Birmingham, Montgomery. It's a whole bunch of trifling people that all over Alabama. If you want to stay in Alabama, And that says it all. Tell me what they said, because Melody is the queen of saying somebody did something or said something about her and she want us to be in an uproar, but she never says what the fuck was said or done. And I'm like, girl, I can't get mad because all I know is you a Scorpio, and that's a fact. So I can't get mad at that. You say keep all the Scotts and get rid of both Holtz. Yeah, because Tiffany and Lewis can definitely go. They definitely can go. Stormy, she ain't even been on the show. She wasn't even on the show last night. Or when it come on? Saturday night. Get rid of both of the Holtz. I'm sorry, Evita. I'm with you all the way up to Kimmy and Maurice. Kimmy and Maurice, I ain't gonna say I love Maurice. I love Kimmy. She's my favorite one on the show. But she can be fired because she's boring. All she talks about is, well, Melody said something, or Kiki was talking about Tisha, and what? Like, all she does is introduce the drama. Wanda gonna say something. Tisha gonna say, like, it's episode 4. What do we know new about Kimmy, except for she let her husband got away with cheating in ATL, but he just can't cheat right now. That's all we know about Kimmy. He got that pass back then. We wasn't married, but we married now. If he do it now, it's over. That's all we know about Kimmy. And she got a new dog. That's it. But I'm about to go. I've been talking my ass off. I think that's because I took the weekend off. I forgot it was Easter. How can you forget Easter? Lord, forgive me. But I forgot it was Easter, and Beans, we canceled Kitchen Table Talk for Easter. So I didn't do any videos this weekend. I kind of just enjoyed family and enjoyed the holiday with everybody else. So I think that's why I'm talking so much today, because I haven't talked all weekend. But y'all know what it is. On Friday, we will do Ostella. That's our competition reality show talk. Saturday, we'll do the drag race finale with Charles on his channel. And then next Monday, we'll be back for Weekend in Reality. And I'm going to add Karen's show. So next week, I'm going to binge watch the Grand Dame and add her to the Weekend in Reality, because I haven't watched episode 1 yet. Kimmy is on the show to straddle the middle. Someone, I guess, does have to be the middle person and the calm. I need Kimmy to come up with a storyline. I don't know. Bring Kiowa ass back and y'all argue a little bit of something, or I don't know. But I need Kimmy to bring something, because you see Cynthia ass got fired. Everybody can't. You can only play the middle for so long. I forgot Tiffany and Lewis weren't on the episode this past week either. And if they were, they got, y'all know Lewis is on my fast forward list, the permanent list with Martell. Because I told Lewis a few weeks ago, if you don't match that same energy that you was talking with your wife to Marceau in his face, and you let Marceau punk you, and you up in here apologizing, I have no respect for Lewis. So he's on my permanent fast forward. So they definitely could be fired. Did y'all hear that Carlos is I talked about it today on Let's Break, but Carlos is getting a late night talk show, kind of like Watch What Happens Live. He's going to be the new Andy Cohen on the OWN network, where he's going to review the stars at night after the shows. Like, what's coming up next? Potomac, DC. I forget. Is it Love and Marriage DC or Potomac? I forget. But like, he'll probably have Monique on one night and have the different stars come on and recap the shows, kind of like how Andy does. So I think that is a great look for Carlos. I really enjoyed him hosting the reunion. I hope he hosts all the reunions going forward. I think he deserves it, because he's bringing a lot of good content over there to OWN. I really love the shows. This one is just, it's time to find another city. I'm telling you right now, go on down there to Montgomery. It's a whole bunch of bullshit going on down there. I don't know what happened to Bell Collective. We could just cancel Bell Collective and do Love and Marriage Jackson and just franchise the whole thing. And you can fire some of them off the Bell Collective, but leave Marie and that messy ass gay husband of hers on the show, because they are funny to me. They are funny to me. They are fun to review because they full of shit. And take the white woman off. Fire her. Bring back the woman with the goddess locks, because I saw her commercial. And I might buy some of her hair. She looked like she got some good hair. Bring the goddess hair lady back. And bring back the dentist. And let us see if she ever find love. But fire everybody else. Well, I guess you could bring back the lady with the tugboat husband, so we could see what happened with them. I mean, I really enjoyed Bell Collective. I enjoyed it all but that white lady. Let her stay. We don't need no more Kim Zolciaks on our black shows. Let us have a black show. Anyway, y'all, are they going to group? I think they're going to do a group trip. It sounds like they got a couple of group trips in the work. It seemed like next week, Tiffany want to leave her husband at home and do a girls trip. That's some shit I would do. That's some shit I would do. I'd be like, I always feel like I have to ask my husband first, like, oh, you want to go to Cancun? But in the back of my mind, it's really a girls trip, but I just got to ask him so he could say no and be like, oh, okay, well, me and Taisha and Tamiko going to Cancun. If I buy her hair, I will let you know. It might not be to the fall because it's about to be summertime and I ain't got time for all that long ass hair. And I really am over these goddess locks. It's too much. I think I'm gonna get me some braids and I'm getting ready to go on a cruise. So I definitely gonna get some braids for the cruise. And so after maybe after my birthday in August, I'll try the goddess locks because I want to get some long wavy hair. I'm gonna be brand new. Let us know if Marie was right and it's some bullshit. I don't know. Every commercial I've seen, because she got an Instagram ad going around, because I was really shocked. It wasn't an Instagram ad. It was that TikToker, Madi. I can't remember his whole TikTok name, but he drive trucks and stuff like that. And sometimes he always has the nails, and this time he wanted to get him some inches. And so it was either a TikTok or an Instagram where he went to the shop, because I guess he lives in Jackson, and got some of her hair installed, and it looks really, really good. So every little ad I see of her hair, it looks like really high quality hair. So I think Marie was on bullshit. I don't think Marie got that hair from there. Or, she was trying to come up with a storyline. She she probably got some good hair from there, but then she pulled out her $9.99 hair from the beauty supply store over there at Madani that she got from Destiny. She put that Destiny hair on the show. But I will let y'all know, because I want to try her. I've been wanting to get some Portia hair. What's Portia hair? Naked hair? Go naked. But I kind of don't like Portia no more. So if I don't like you, I don't want to support you. So it is what it is. But I will let y'all know. But let me get off of here. I've been talking for an hour and 17 minutes. I'm about to go take a shower because, like I said, I did do the challenge workout today. I'll be honest, I only did 20 of the 30 minutes. Go on and check it out. It's a hard workout. Rachel from the challenge will kick your ass. I'm going to do it again. My goal is to be able to one day do the whole 30 minutes. But I probably won't do it tomorrow. I'm probably going to Aquafit. But a couple of days a week, if I'm not in the pool, I'm going to do the challenge workouts at home. So I need to take a shower and stop talking. And wait, I got to go file my tax returns. I've been waiting to the last second to hit send on them damn tax returns. So I'm about to do that first, then take a shower. And I'll see y'all this weekend. Yeah. I do got some stuff for less breaks. So I probably will have some less breaks going on this week. Now that it's kind of a slow week at work, I have time to get my content together for less break. But outside of less break, I'll see y'all Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay. Have a good night. Like this video, and I will see y'all later. Bye.